What's up, Inept? How are you, buddy? Whack, Pablo, Thomas, how you guys doing? How's your all's week been? Good to see you guys. How's everybody's week's been? Y'all pick up anything? I can't complain. I can't complain. It's been a long week, but doing just good. So, y'all do any pickups? Anything you guys are eyeballing? How's work been treating you guys? Yeah, that's crazy. How many did you get? Inept, two of them? You picked up two prismatic figure boxes. How much did you pay for those? Because they're what, 170, 180 right now? Thomas, did you pick up anything this week? You got four total. Okay, so did you go to Sam's and actually go pick some up? You've been going pretty hard in the purchasing department, Pablo. I saw one video that you posted the other day, like what you're buying for February. If you buy all that, is that actually $1,000 that you're spending? Yours comes tomorrow, Whack. I'll tell you guys what. How many of y'all's the wrap was awful, like super loose? Because I tell you what, mine weren't awful. Like I definitely saw some bad ones for sure. But I just took a blow dryer, man, tightened that wrap up, good as new. Oh, that's awesome, Thomas. That's really good. Did you get a good deal on the ETBs? That's crazy. $1,000. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Is $1,000 a lot of money in 1 month? I guess if you, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what your bill situation is, but what's up, Jacob? How are you, bud? Did you do that off eBay and apps? Pokemon had a wild week. What makes you think Pokemon had a wild week? I don't think it was anything too crazy. I mean, you did have the orders being canceled. I guess we got official announcements of the Darkrai, but and the Rayquaza set. But other than that, I don't think it was too crazy of a week. I haven't been keeping an eye on the prices though. I've been looking at a couple singles and stuff like that, but I haven't really looked at the market right now to see what it's doing. 70 a piece. That's not bad. Are you going to keep them sealed or are you going to open some? Yeah, that Victini promo from Black and White, I'm assuming, and I really like that promo. Mine came pretty beat up, but it's okay. You're trying to trade for a 151 ETB for your prismatic. You're gonna keep your Yeah, those Pokemon Center ETBs. I think, in all honesty, I really think that those Pokemon Center ETBs were probably, when all is said and done, we're gonna get, I think, same treatment as prismatic. It probably won't be as crazy because I think, eventually we're going to look at the market dying down here by the end of this year, maybe going into a little bit of next year. But I think, still they're going to print a decent amount. We'll probably see a couple different runs of the Pokemon Center TVs, but they're still going to hold for like $400. So, they may drop down, like, the Standard Heroes may drop to like two, maybe 250, like Prismatic did when they got the reprints. but look how quickly they climb back up. And I think Ascended Heroes is better than Prismatic Evolutions. Of course, the God packs can be debated whether they are which one's better. I think Prismatic has better God packs value wise because, like Ascended Heroes, you could get some God packs that are just straight cheeks. Like you could get a Surfer, Iris Fighting Spirit, um, and a couple of those low level SIRs that nobody cares about. Like, or you can get a really good God pack with Gengar, Greninja, or not, sorry, not Greninja, Gengar, Dragonite, both Pikachu's, Mewtwo, Halucha, like stuff like that. So, race set, yeah, the race set just came out or just got announced today. PSA, yeah, I mean, who's surprised with PSA though? Honestly, PSA is just telling people fuck off. Like, don't send your shit like anymore. Like, only send good cards. We don't want your cards like your $3 reverse hollow cards. We don't want those. So um, I think there's tons of other grading opportunities though with other different companies besides PSA. The scalpers are going wild where you live. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so you were able to get five. Is that including the one extra that he tacked on for you? I'll tell you what. I'm really worried about next Friday because is it next Friday? Yeah, next Friday for the Ascended Heroes drop because my Walmart hasn't had any Pokemon since they've gone back to out of customer service. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Are you talking about Jacob like a normal EX, or are we talking about the SIR? I don't think we're cooked, man. I don't know. There's so many weird ways to look at it. Let me know what you guys think because I've got people. I got somebody in my comments on my last video talking about Australia. They're not doing reprints anymore. They're going to move on, like with Gen 10. They're not even going to worry about Mega and that the rest of the world's going to do with it. Then we heard that the UK is going to be having Destin Rivals reprints, Destin Rivals booster boxes. I think Journey Together, a couple different sets. It's just like, I don't know, man. And then we heard this news about the Darkrai and Rayquaza set. I think that if we look at it, March is perfect order. Then the end of May, middle of May is Ninja Spinner or Chaos Rising. Then we have um, what's supposed to be after that? Is that the Darkrai? So May, June, July. So like realistically, but I don't know how that would work out because the end of July is when they're doing the Rayquaza set in Japanese. So if we're supposed to get 30th anniversary around, September, I don't really know how they plan on doing it, but I think the 30th anniversary is going to be a bust. I do, and I'm going to make a video about it. But I don't know. You guys, let me know what you all think about. What do you guys think about this whole market? How long do you guys think it's really gonna to go for? $100 for a normal PSA 10EX is wild. Like it's just so dumb, dude. And that's what I made that video today, man. And it's just like people are just making the dumbest decisions. Like there's no risk. Like people are not thinking about any sort of risk. And to think that people are paying $100 for a Charizard EX, it's not, it's not like the, you know, I can't remember what they were. Like the EXs back in the day with X and Y, like your Mega Charizard Ys, your Mega Charizard X's, like it's not like those. So it's just dumb. It's so dumb. But it's credit cards, man. It's credit cards, it's loans, 401ks, taking out leverage. Like people are going to learn, man. People are going to learn. Like that's all I can say about it. Do you think 30th will happen June, July? Well, I mean, so I don't know, like if you looked at it, but according to Poke Beach, we have the Ninja Spinner coming out. I think it's like March in Japanese, of course. Then we have Darkrai coming out after that, Abyss Eye, then the Mega Rayquaza set, and we're still waiting to hear about the 30th or Celestial Celebration set. So I would imagine that that would probably have to come after, as long as they're following some sort of order. So it's really going to come down to the only thing is, are they going to mash the Darkrai and the Rayquaza set together, or are they going to do them separate? And we're looking at like a release for the 30th around October ish. And then people are speculating that after that, so like in like December, we're supposed to be getting that Radiant Ruby Shining Sapphire set as a specialty set to kick us into Gen 10. Oh, I don't know. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. Yeah, you're just here for the ride. I hear you, man. I'm about to just sit back, relax, and like I'm gonna get 2 boxes of Perfect Order. I think Perfect Order will obviously there, unless Pokemon just says F it, right? If Pokemon says F it, we're just gonna move on. Like Gen 10 is a restart. Like I'm gonna get 2 boxes of Perfect Order. I imagine they're probably gonna go for around MSRP. Whack showed me a screenshot. It's like 194 right now on TCG Player. So I mean, at that point, just pull the trigger, right? And then I'll get 2 boxes of Ninja Spinner, 2 boxes of Darkrai, 2 boxes of Mega Rayquaza, or if they form them all together. And other than that, man, I'm holding on singles. I'm not going to buy any singles right now. I'm going to wait and see what happens after the 30th, what we find out if we get booster boxes, and then at the end of the year, I'm going to start going into. I'm going to make some decisions. I'm going to make some plays. So right now, I'm pretty much continue to do what I'm doing, except for pull back on the singles quite a bit. So it is silly enough. There's a lot of silly shit going on. Need a specialty set in between Ninja Spinner and Abyss. I don't know. I don't know. I hope we honestly I would love for them to get the 30th over with. I would love July, something like that. Like you said, June, July. Let's just get the 30th over with. Let's find out what the 30th is. Show us these cards. Let's see how amazing this set's supposed to fucking be. Even though you look at Generations, you look at 25th anniversary and how ass those were. You know, let's get over it. So I'm all cool if they want to get it done sooner than later. What's up, Shug? How are you, bud? Just entered the lottery for Ninja Spinner set. So how does that work? It just allows you to be able to buy a box or whatever. Perfect Order to the ground. I hope so, man. I hope I hope Perfect Order goes to the ground. I hope, let's say I hope Perfect Order goes to like I don't know, like 160, 140 a booster box. And then Ninja Spinner goes at MSRP. I think the Darkrai set, if it's a standalone set, could be kind of ass too. But then, of course, like even if that Rayquaza set only has a Rayquaza, that's it, and it's not even a good one, it's still going to be hyped, right? So then that, of course, will take off. And then if 30th after that, like we're just looking at kind of like hype city. So I do think we have a good opportunity though at, stuff being asked. But of course, there's all these rumors too about Perfect Order being short printed. Perfect Order, is going to be a short printed set. Then Ninja Spinner is going to be even shorter than that. And da 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 da. So I think right now it's just a good opportunity, and you could sooner than later be able to do like a quick flip on Perfect Order because people are going to be like, well, I don't care for this set, but it's still going up in price because there's less boxes of it, until we get like reprints or anything like that. So And I think honestly, I think I'll be happy with 2 boxes of Perfect Order. I mean, what's the worst? It's gonna go up. If I get it for 160, 180, in a couple of years, it's gonna go up. So I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I agree with you, Jacob. Like, I hope that we get some Scarlet and Violet reprints, some booster box reprints. I hope we get them this year at some point. So I think that we could. I think we could. It's going to be a wait, but I think that we absolutely could see some booster box reprints by the end of this year. If not, if we don't see them by next year, it's like get what you can and move on from it. By the way, guys, be careful. You might see some gooning action from Inept and Shug. What's up, Roxy? How are you? Got you. But you only get one box, Shug? I saw the Pokemon Center ETBs for Perfect Order though weren't they like already like 140? Like I know people are saying they're one of the worst performing Pokemon Center ETBs right now. Yeah, I've seen them dirt cheap. I've seen those Pokemon Center ETBs. I'm not touching those. Like I don't have them. I'm good. I'm all good on that. So people do not want that. I think it's a terrible ETB. I think it's an awful ETB. I think that I don't even know if Pablo's still in here, but God love him. The Zygarde is fucking terrible. It's yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I think there's some okay cards in Perfect Order. I just love it because everyone's gonna shit on it. So I think it's a great opportunity. Yeah, no, for sure. Like if Pokemon Center ETBs, if they hit $60, I'm picking them up. But I don't think they will. I don't think they'll hit that anything like that. People aren't gonna really. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think people are gonna let him do it. We're still at the end of the day, we're still in like this crazy market. So I honestly, I'm just gonna focus. Like I said, I just want to get two booster boxes. Just get them done. Get them out of the way within reasoning. And now if the box shoots up to 220, 240, I'm good. Um, I'll wait. So. Oh, you think we're gonna get some Twilight? I think that we may be past Twilight. I'll be honest with you. I think we got that Surging Sparks reprint. That's two. I don't know. What do you guys think? Was it two reprints or was it one reprint with some leftover stock? Me personally, I think we had two Surging Sparks reprints. Now they have to go. I don't even know if they're going to touch Journey together. I don't know. I don't. I think they'll have to go to Destin, and that may be it. But it'd be cool if they did a Twilight. It'd be awesome if we got another Twilight reprint and it hit the Pokemon Center. That'd be fantastic because that box is now at over 300. Right? I think it just cracked 300, um, maybe 320, something like that. So if we did get a reprint of that, then it could be a good buying opportunity to get into that. I don't know. I've been thinking about the Twilight Masquerade Greninja because it hasn't done shit, and I imagine it might take off with the Ninja Spinner, but I don't think I want to pull the trigger on the Greninja. They're just printed in a holy amount of prismatic. Yeah, they're like, and that's the thing is people like Danny Phantom came off the video. I don't know if you guys saw his video today, but he was talking about distro and he was very transparent. Like Pokemon does not have contract with distro. Distro does whatever the hell they want to do. Pretty much is what the crux of the story was. But he's just like people think that Pokemon is not printing. And they are like printing, printing, printing. It is if you look at the packaging issues that we're having right now, it is like Pokemon just is having an issue with packaging. And so I think once they can get that figured out, And honestly, I'm all for, like, let's say fuck ETBs. Like, as far as they don't need these dice and stuff like if you have the box, just throw, 9 packs in there, throw the promos in there, and let's just get this shit rolling. I wish Pokemon would cut back on the amount of products that they're doing. So if you have a main series set, have your booster boxes, have your ETBs, have your Pokemon Center ETBs, have your sleeve packs, and like your booster bundles, right? And you could do check lanes if you wanted to, but we don't need right now. We don't need all these collection boxes. We could, like, I don't know. I just feel like the collection box bullshit right now is just something that we just kind of need to move forward from and put on the back burner until they figure out what's going on. Pokemon's got too much packaging shit. They just need to simplify. Keep it simple, stupid right now, and just pound the absolute ground out of products. So I think I want to pick up an ETB though of Prismatic here soon. We'll see. We'll see. So what's up, Blood? How are you, buddy? One big reprint, two reprints, and one restock. That's what I think too, Roxy. I know. Prismatic is prismatic. Prismatic is for the ultra rich people, honestly. But I think Ascended Heroes long term will do better than Prismatic will do. But it's going to be like the set that it's going to be like Crown Zenith. Unless we go for another 2 years of this psychoness, which I don't think is capable. I don't think it's possible. I know people are getting burnt out. People are fucking over it. People are leaving because they can't open up packs anymore. So honestly, I think that Ascended Heroes will be like a Crown Zenith level. So it'd be worth the negative money. Dude, I'm telling you, all we need is a sizable reprint. Like 2 waves of just an ungodly amount of Destin Rivals booster boxes. Bro, people are going to not touch that shit. Like it's the plague. It's just right now, everyone's all they're just gooning over it. They're just gooning over it. So like, unfortunately, I do think there's going to be sets that are going to get left out, like Black and White. I think Black and White is great. I really do. I know it's kind of a niche set, but I think that long term, people are going to love Black and White. Um, I don't know if it's going to get reprints. I really, truly don't. I think, in all honesty, we could be looking at as long as Pokemon does reprints, which I think they don't have a choice. I really think they don't have to. I think we're going to look at Destin Rivals, maybe for whack Twilight Masquerade. I don't know if Journey Together is going to get touched. I know there was rumors of it getting reprints and people were speculating on whether it was going to be in the enhanced or non-enhanced. I don't think it will. I don't think Pokemon's going to worry about it because they got other things to worry about. And so I can see it being, really Destin Rivals. And then I think they're going to pound Mega Evolution block and then go, Gen 10. But it's really just going to depend on how this hype works out. Well, what Gen 10 looks like, how many people can start stroking it off. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the Greninja set looks good. The Ninja Spinner set looks good. The Greninja's not anything crazy when you look at the Twilight Masquerade version of it, but like the Floetta, the Draggy, the I think also with Ninja Spinner, we have not seen all the SIRs. I think there's another SIR that is going to be in that set because we have not seen a evolution line for the SIRs. They could switch it up, but why would they switch it up when all three, ME1, Phantasmal, Ascended Heroes, they all had evolution lines? Why would and Perfect Order? Why would Ninja Spinner or whatever Chaos Rising? Why would it not have it? So I think there could be another SIR of a Pokemon that we've not seen, unless the SIRs that we've seen are not real, but it looks like they're real. So Just something I thought about today. I agree. I think Pokemon, I wish Pokemon would slow down. I wish that they would say, hey, we're going to come out, we're going to do a print to order. You may not get your booster boxes for 6 months or a year, but you put in your order, you want a case of booster boxes within this certain time, like a year, you will get your case. Um, yeah, because they're not going to slow down. Like I agree with that topic. You know, just because English is struggling does not mean that the rest of the world is struggling. You know what I'm saying? And so they're not just going to slow down because we need them to slow down. I just wish they'd go either announce we are doing reprints or we're not doing reprints. These are the sets that we're reprinting, and we're gonna do where you can order a certain amount. So like a case, you could order a case of booster boxes and a case of Pokemon Center ETBs, and within a year you will get that order. I wish that they would do that, and it would really drastically help out the market. But they don't want that. I strongly believe until we get done with this 30th anniversary, they do not, they want this market to be crazy as shit. They want everything to be flying off the shelves, people to be fighting, people to be talking about Pokemon because that just brings them more eyeballs, more attention. You know, I really truly think they're doing this on purpose. That is an interesting. So you think that Prismatic is keeping the market going right now? So you don't think that Destin Rivals by itself can keep the market, including 30th anniversary? Oh, dude, I'm going hard. I'm staying hard. Like I'm going balls to the wall. You know, through the good, the bad. Right now, like I said, the rest of this year, I'm waiting. I'm going to be buying two of each booster box. Two of the Pokemon Center ETBs. Any Pokemon Center ETBs that get restocked, I will be going into those. But like singles right now, I'm chilling. But when this market dies, you best believe we're gonna be picking shit up. We're gonna be doing giveaways. We're gonna be doing openings. Like I'm gonna make sure this whole time when we get into the next boom, like I'll be good. My kids will be good. So I think a lot of people are gonna get their asses clapped when this market cools off and just just starts to cool off. Pokemon literally knows 2 cents what sells. What do you mean by that, Jacob? Greninja's awesome. I'm excited for the Greninja. Yeah, the ETB does look cool. It's not. It's I know which one you're talking about. It's AI generated. There's like a misspelling or they put something on it where it's AI. People fighting the store out for cars now. Dude, they've been doing that for a whole year now. It ain't nothing different. Yeah, no, I agree, Roxy. Like, especially because look what Bandai did. Bandai came out and they said, "Hey, we are reprinting. What is it? OP13, and then this OB. Is it the waifu set? But and they said these sets will be showing up like in May. And my question is, if you think about that, right? If Bandai is saying, "Hey, we are already reprinting these sets for you guys because we know the demand is crazy," it cools off the market. But you know, from my understanding, Bandai is has the same printers as as Pokemon with Millennium Print Group. So if they're able to reprint these booster boxes or these sleeves, I imagine they're going to reprint booster boxes for the Bandai. Why can't Pokemon do that? Why are they not doing that? You know what I'm saying? Let me know if that makes sense to you guys. But from my understanding, Millennium Print Group prints for Bandai, so if they're able to do reprints, why are they not? But yeah, Pokemon, they need to say something. I think they will. I really truly believe that this is all just the 30th bullshit Because if they came out and said we are printing this shit to the ground, like yeah, people are still gonna be excited for the 30th, but it's not gonna be nearly as crazy it is right now. You know what I'm so that's what I think. I think it's calculated. Dude, I'm telling you, they're convincing too. I mean, they've got Plumber over here thinking that we're not gonna get reprints. You know, he was like, I'm gonna sell my case. And then um he's like, I shouldn't because I don't know what's gonna happen. So let's see. Yeah, no, Pokemon knows everything. Except for I strongly think that they've got to reprint booster boxes. Like I understand their whole pack argument and why they're doing what they're doing, but I think that again, you have the highest of the collectible, which is the booster box. If you reprint those and print them to the ground, everything else doesn't have a choice but to follow. So, no crazy or not sorry, not crazy. No blood. Get what you like, man. And all honestly, Vivid Voltage, it's not gonna get any reprints. So, it's Sword and Shield. I think $90 for the DTB is fine. I think if you hold it for any amount of time, it's gonna continue to climb. And it is a cool looking ETB too. So as long as you like it and you're okay looking at it, because here, I'll be honest with you guys, if Pokemon went to shit and it like zero, nobody wanted it and they never would want it ever again, I would be perfectly fine, and me and my children would have one hell of a time opening up a bunch of, or not a bunch, but a decent amount of booster boxes, ETBs, and stuff like that. We probably pull something, some really cool SIR. So I don't personally care about the boxes or the prices, but that's not just that. It's not what a lot of people care about. So yeah, whack. I don't know if you know much about the whole um, what Bandai's planning on doing. But from my understanding, again, it sounds like they're reprinting booster boxes. So if they are reprinting booster boxes, why can't they? Like, why is Pokemon? Why can't they do that? Unless I don't know something, but I believe Bandai uses Millennium Print Group. So, what's up, DJ? How are you, bud? Absolutely. I mean, in, in all fairness, they could have had some issues. If you look at the ETBs, the last couple releases, the ETB release has been pushed back and it's kind of been a clusterfuck. So I don't know what they're having issues with the ETBs about. Um, I know again, like I said, Pokemon is having issues with packaging. So I'm not sure what that means. I don't know the analytics behind it, but I could see that being the case. I could also see Pokemon going, "Hey, we want to watch this place burn to the ground." But if you look at the packs, Ascended Heroes right now is going for like $13 a pack, which is still crazy, right? But it's not anywhere like how I feel like Prismatic was. So I feel like Ascended Heroes already short term, people don't care for it as much or as go or going as hard as they could go, like compared to how Prismatic was. So yeah, dude, Plumber. Yeah, he does quite a bit. He does quite a bit for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, Jacob, I agree 100%. I we talked about that in the live on what was it Saturday night. I think Pokemon is extremely mad at distro and online stores, LGSs, and so and it's funny you're seeing the narrative change where a lot of people are like, I wish Pokemon would distro their own product. And there's no reason they can't. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if Pokemon puts a chokehold on distro and says, like, we are going to renegotiate this contract and you guys are going to purchase at this point and you guys are going to sell it at this point, or what they do. But I think right now, for sure, they are trying to figure out the vending machines. They're trying to figure out their website. I agree with that 100%. I really do. I think we could be looking at you know later on down the line distro kind of not really being a thing for Pokemon. So I would imagine, Jacob, it's going to come this week, or sorry, not this week. Yeah, they should be here this week, because like the Phantasmal Flames, they didn't charge until they started shipping. And so the release week of Phantasmal Flames, when people weren't receiving their boxes, they hadn't been charged. They've been charged for the UPCs, but they were not charged for the ETBs. And then, like a week or two later, they were charged. A couple of days later, they shipped out. So I think, from what it looks like, the ETB should be at your door Thursday, Friday, Saturday, this upcoming week. It'll be interesting to see what happens at Walmarts and Targets. Good luck to you guys. I'm hoping to be able to find some, but it will be interesting for sure to see what happens. So, yeah, yeah, like I agree. Yeah. Well, so what's in the vending machines that has people camping out now? Is it Ascended Heroes because of the ETBs and stuff that's going? Yeah, they pulled Thomas. They pulled my money out Thursday. So no, I know it hasn't hit machines yet, but like, what's making people? What's in the vending machines that people are starting to camp out over? Like, I know the vending machines have been bad, but from my understanding, there hasn't been any like crazy. Oh, has there been Phantasmal booster boxes? Yes, blood. There was orders getting canceled. I couldn't tell you. I thought it was people that ordered two times. Apparently, it wasn't, um, because some people they got their some people their order got put for all four of the ETBs, which is crazy. You know what else is crazy, whack? You know how we were sitting on the Walmart yesterday and nobody hit? Well, somebody, I won't say who, but a content creator said that their first Walmart drop that they've done in a long time, they hit right at the very end five of the Ascended Heroes first partner collection boxes, which is absolute bullshit. But yeah, yeah, no, Pokemon Center, and then apparently like Target also canceled some Ascended Heroes ETBs. So assume Prismatic or 151, 151 bundles. Yeah, I mean those bundles are nuts, man. They're going nuts. They are. That it's crazy what are they like 140 right now? I'm telling you, man, people are going to. I think holding on to Ascended Heroes is going to be a smart decision. Um, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do. I don't have anything right now, but uh, anything I can get for MSRP, again, I'm gonna buy it, put it in a box, and I'm going to hold on to it until again it sits on the shelves for like a month and people don't want it, which I think we'll get there. I for sure. I don't think Ascended Heroes is going to be prismatic. It was a bunch of 56-year-old scalper dudes too. That's awful. That's fucking terrible. Yeah, dude. It's interesting. Have you been charged yet, Blood? I mean, you can go. I think as long as if you go on the Pokemon Center and you look at your order, as long as it says like processing, you should be fine. I think that they've already done the cancellations, so anything that's not been canceled should be good to go. But you should have been charged already. I know that Whack lost his shit when he found out about Pokemon Center canceling the ETBs and Target canceling some ETBs. He was like, "What did you say, Whack? Like, is Pokemon know that they're this is like the worst drop of all time?" Oh yeah, dude. Imagine you work at a store over the last year. You see it get restocked. You know when it gets restocked. You know when it goes live. Like you could just go by, be like, "Oh, hey boss, I'm gonna go check out. I'm gonna go stock this over here," and then you go and you get all these 151 booster bundles. You know what I'm saying? Like it's terrible, but I don't like. What do you expect them to do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Thomas. I've heard that they've done that with some people. Some people have actually gotten their orders canceled because it won't let them correct their card information. So I assume that you got yours fixed. So hopefully you did, because yeah, I think again, I think we'll have opportunities. I don't think that this is the only time we'll see a Senate Hero ETBs from the Pokemon Center. So I do think that they're going to be a great item, though, for sure. I agree. I agree, Whack. They shouldn't have allowed a second drop because, then some people, here's the thing, if they did do a second drop, when they did the second drop, if you did have two orders, I wish that Pokemon would have canceled one of your orders. So at least everyone got two Pokemon Center ETBs. Unfortunately, they did not do that, um, which is stupid. I agree. I agree. But um, yeah, apparently, Jacob, they Pokemon did do that. They sent an email saying that there was an error in their system and it allowed for people to over order what wasn't available. So that's why they canceled. But then you see bot accounts on eBay selling like hundreds of the Pokemon Center TV. So that's good, Thomas. I'm happy for you. So I'm happy that you were able to get that resolved because that would have sucked. That would have been pretty brutal. So hopefully, if any of you guys have placed your Scented Heroes ETB orders for the Pokemon Center, I hope that none of you guys got canceled and they all show up in great condition and you keep them safe. Because it's funny when everyone saw the Ascended Heroes ETB, they were like, "This is a terrible ETB." I said it was actually a pretty cool ETB. I like the colors of it, and now everyone is like, "I love the Ascended Heroes ETBs." So it's just funny. But are we actually surprised by that at all? I don't think so. You've heard a lot of, yeah, I know because you told me that, and that's what I was seeing. And then, like I said, some I've heard from people they're getting all four of their ETBs, which I think is bullshit. Um, I don't understand, man. I really don't. I don't understand what Pokemon's doing. Like, they have all this information. Why can't they go, hey, let's do a quick scan through? They have four orders or they have four ETBs coming. Boom, cancel, and then give it to somebody else. Especially if they've ordered them, been like, hey, we were gonna cancel you, but instead, like, or don't even say anything. So I don't understand. Like, I know Pokemon's very smart. I know they're the number one IP in the world, but I just question some of the decisions that they make. Um, but they know more than I do. So Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'll somebody I watched and they were talking about how terrible it was that people's orders were getting canceled, and then they said, "But I got my two orders; they got fulfilled." So um, I don't know. I don't unless they're using like a bot or something weird like that. I don't know how it didn't cancel. But again, like I think we'd all would love for Ascended Heroes, Pokemon Center ETBs at this point. So I'm surprised, Whack, that you've not gotten your email yet. But I mean, you still got until next week, honestly. Which I don't. I don't. I imagine you're not going to open them. So as long as they don't get canceled, I don't think you really care. So I was wondering, do you guys want to do a live tomorrow inside, or are you guys going to be busy with like Valentine's Day and stuff like that? I thought I'd probably go live for like an hour or so tomorrow. Nothing too crazy, but if most of you guys are gonna be busy, I probably won't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, Pokemon hasn't really had any major drops since the beginning of this year. I know in the beginning of December they had just it felt like real random stuff, like they were trying to offload. And what did we get? What have we gotten this year? We got was it black and white ETBs? They hit real quick. Um, we got the surging sparks, but I just feel like we haven't gotten like there's been a couple weeks we haven't gotten anything. So of course, later on down the year as we get more, you know, like as there's more that is printed, we'll get more. I think we'll get more like regular drops like we did. Who knows what they'll be? They may be Mondays and Fridays or Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I think we'll start getting back to it. So as far as like on the drop days, it's going to be a minute, I think, before we get. Um, I think it's gonna be a minute before we get some. So it'd be nice though. It would be awesome. Could you imagine? First thing in the morning, you're sitting at Walmart or Target or Best Buy, and then you're able to try to fight the bots to try to get another booster box or something like that. One day, we'll get there one day, and of course, it'll be sitting on the Pokemon Center. Like you'll be able to just buy whatever you want to buy, booster boxes, ETBs. I don't know if they'll ever do bundle cases or stuff like that, but we're just in a weird time right now. So you'll be there, Pablo. All right, cool. Then we'll do it. Then you got to work tomorrow night. Well, you got. What do you mean you got to work tomorrow night? What are you possibly doing tomorrow night that you got to work? So yeah, surging, not a reprint, booster boxes. Yeah, and I'll tell you what. Um, my Pokemon Center order that came with the boost, the build and not build and battle. What is it called? Whatever that bullshit was that they made us buy. They actually had the like it was like bubble wrap, but it was those big pillow bubbles that they had on one side, the box, and then on the other side they had the Surging Sparks booster box. So it looks like they're actually doing better with their packaging. Let me know if you guys had that too. But I was actually very impressed because normally they just throw that shit in there, maybe a little bit of some brown paper, but no, this actually had some bubble pillows. So I was happy with it. My box came in looking good. So yeah, no, I never even tried. And you remember Dick's Sporting Goods? Dick's was doing where you had invites. I think they did it for Phantasmal and Mega too, and then they haven't done them since either. It's really interesting. People got to eat. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but don't you do like a I don't know if you actually ever said what you did. I thought you did some like construction. Roxy, you got to open up that box. Just open it up. What's the worst that's going to happen? I mean, crazy. Uh, on Discord, he showed you his came in great condition. Mine came in great condition. So, I mean, I take it out of the box before, who knows, maybe a candle will fall and light it on fire. I hope it doesn't, but just what's the worst that's going to happen? Oh, you own a pizza restaurant. Okay. Gotcha. Well, good luck, my friend. You should make good money. So, yeah, Valentine's Day is crazy. I got no plans. I'm going to spend Valentine's Day folding a shit ton of laundry. I got like a mountain of laundry I need to fold with my wife, and then we have our kids. So, we got a baby. So it's no Valentine's fun for us. But I hope if you guys do have Valentine's, you guys have a great time. But we will be going live tomorrow night. Like I said, I'll probably go like an hour and a half, look at a couple graphs, you know, shoot the shit. Um, and I might go live Monday night too. Is Monday night? Yeah, I might go live Monday night because I'm working nights. So we'll see. You guys let me know what you guys want to do. So you'll re- you'll open it tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. You're gonna forget about that box. One day you're gonna be like, "Oh, I had a Surging Sparks box somewhere. Where is it?" It's gonna be all squished to shit. Or it's gonna be in your closet under like a bunch of your other boxes. You're like, "Oh, that's my Surging Sparks booster box. I forgot about that." I'm out already. Later for now. All right, Whack. Appreciate you. Have a good one. So, Jacob, how have you been looking at Ascended at all? As far as how Ascended is doing, or you got any advice, any plays? By the way, if you guys have not, go check out Poke Lambo on YouTube. You're nervous they're going to get delayed? What, the ETB? I don't think the ETB is going to get delayed. Like I said, they've already charged for it. So typically, when they charge, that means they're about to send them out. So if you've been charged, you should be fine. Oh, the regular ones? I don't know. I mean, we should have heard something. And I don't think so because Danny Phantoms had them. To be honest, I don't watch like PokeRev or anything like that. So I can't really confirm it. Besides, like I said, I know Danny Phantom, he did an ETB opening and said that people were starting to receive them from distro. So I think everything's fine. It'll be interesting to see again what happens like Walmart, Target, um, Best Buy. I guess GameStop if you want to. I don't even know what GameStop is selling them for right now. Last I looked, it was like 110, 120 bucks, something like that. I don't know if an app's still in here, but Rudy was selling them for like 110, 120 today. So if you can find them, I mean, that's doubling your money extremely quick if you wanted to. But it should be fine. Again, I think people have them. So yeah, the Rayquaza set will be very interesting. I don't know. I just honestly like I hate that it's happening. Um, I don't even think the card could be a letdown because what we really needed was we needed it not to happen. We needed it to be perfect order. Chaos Rising, um, the Darkrai, because I think the Darkrai is absolutely atrocious, and I love Darkrai. I hate the new Mega Darkrai, which doesn't mean they couldn't put another cool Pokemon in there to make it the set appealing. But we're looking at like three bad sets, and then imagine if we didn't get the Rayquaza set, and then 30th came out after it, which I think is going to happen. Like it could have really shit the bed for the market. Um, but what do you think? Do you think that Pokemon could even do a bad set or a bad Rayquaza SIR? I personally don't think that they could. I think it's going to be madness. The only thing is if they do it small, but I'm afraid they're going to do the Darkrai and the Rayquaza set together. That is a good point. Yeah, I think it just depends, right? If it's a small like standalone set, I don't think you can compare it to Evolving Skies. You know what I'm saying? If it is a standard size set, so again, let's Chaos Rising, Perfect Order, um, and then we get like the Darkrai with the Rayquaza, or we get the Rayquaza. Why I don't even, like. Let's say it's a Gen 3 set where you have Kyogre, like the Radiant Ruby and Shining Sapphire. Like then, yeah, like that. I understand that completely. Like that would be crazy. And I think that would take all the attention off of Destined Rivals. Um, but then it would just be another thing again that kind of like hypes up the market. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens with that. We'll have to wait and see what the cards are. Um, I'll definitely be getting it in Japanese though. Um, I'll probably do an opening for it too. I think I want to start doing that. I want to start getting a Japanese box and doing an opening for it. So I got a Japanese box the other day of um, Glory of Team Rocket, which is really cool. I really like the box. So I want to get a couple more of those, and we'll see what happens. I don't know. As far as that, the Mega Rayquaza surpassing the Mega Charizard, though, that would be a pretty insane card, in my opinion, to surpass the Charizard. Which I mean, they could do, right? Shinji Konda could do it. The the artist who did the Mega Charizard and did what else did they do? They did the Zekrom from Black Bolt, and I know they did another card because I really like them. But if they do that, yeah, like they could do some really cool things with the Mega Rayquaza. It'd be interesting to see for sure. I think they also could shit the bed with it too. So we'll just have to wait and see. We really will. Cards from Celebration. So you really, what do you think about celebrations? Are you looking at cards from celebrations because you think they're going to perform well on the road to 30th? Or do you like celebrations? Oh, that's right. Mega Gengar. Yep. So if they do, yeah, I mean, I love their style. So if they did the Rayquaza, you know, I think it could be better than the Shinji Kanda, as far as probably people wouldn't care for it as much. I think it'd be a really sick card. And I probably would not be able to get it because it'd be like $500-600 in Japanese, and then I don't know, $1,200 in English. So let's see. I mean, but even like the Evolving Skies, um, the what is it? The Alt Art VMAX. I don't like that Rayquaza. So, um, but the Mega Rayquaza is really cool, especially if they try to do like a shining version of it. It could break the market for sure. What's a hot take? What's up, Asian? How are you? Evo Ray is the best Ray ever. I don't know about that. I mean, I get it. Like, I understand why people like that card. I just, I don't know. There's something that I understand. It's supposed to be him like flying over the forest, but then they did the red outline on him. He kind of just looks a little goofy to me. So, you know, I don't think it's a surprise that the Umbreon surpassed it because I know when Evolving Skies first came out, the Rayquaza was like the top chase, and then the Umbreon surpassed it. So I'm not surprised. I'm definitely afraid of the whatever Emeralda Skies or Storm, whatever they call it. I'm afraid of what that Rayquaza could do because it could be just not fun, not fun. Yeah, I just I agree. My only thing is I just think celebrations is dog shit. Like I think honest, I hate celebrations. I really truly do. I'm gonna make a video about celebrations and generations and my thoughts on the 30th. I think it's so bad. Um, and I think it's a trap. I think honestly, people trying to push it, like I think generations is leaps and bounds above celebrations. But I understand what you're saying. And I don't know if you've seen any of the fan arts that have been talked about where they've made the Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur from base set. They've made them into like IR versions, full art versions. I think it'd be really cool. And like they keep the same design, they just extend it like an extended art. I think that'd be awesome. People would be really pissed because it's the same thing that we've gotten several times, but I'm not going to hold my breath about 30th or celebrations. Like I'm personally not going to tell anybody to buy celebrations based off of what generations has done. So, oh, I love Mega Rayquaza compared to the normal Ray is night and day. Like that is probably one of my favorite megas. So, yeah, it's scary what's going to happen with that if they do it right. Even if they don't do it right, it's still going to be crazy. Won't be surprised if it's 1K with this market. Absolutely, yeah. No, for sure. That honestly, even if it sucks, like in comparison to some of these other SIRs we've gotten, it's going to be just because it's Rayquaza, it's Mega Rayquaza, it's going to be like a 1K card, 1.2, 1.5. Um, it probably will do better than the Mega Charizard from Phantasmal Flames, short term. I agree, Thomas. I think that celebrations is dog water, And people, I understand people's arguments about celebrations because if you look at generations, what it's done, it's like a 1K ETB, but there is no comparison. Like people telling you to buy celebrations at what I mean, you got to think too. It's what 250, two 250 to 300 right now for an ETB. 151 surpasses it. You've also got uh, why can I not think? Paldean Fates is surpassing. Like nobody wants this. Like no, it's shit. And so I think it's a trap. I think it's a trap. I don't think there's anything good in that set. Um, could be signs of things to come. The real gatekeeper. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. It'll be interesting to see with Logan Paul because I saw Roxandy. He did a post on his YouTube today that I guess Sunday Logan Paul's card's supposed to sell, and he's supposed to do his box break. So, do we see a resurgence in the vintage boom? Like, do we see another vintage boom? Do we see a bunch of people starting to buy up vintage cards and the older sets, and maybe it takes away from ultra modern? I don't know. I don't know. Like, do we see those whales that are buying up all the shit right now? Do we see them go to vintage again? I wouldn't mind because I'm not touching vintage. Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, I was just curious on why you were doing it because I know you know probably why I was asking because there's people that have been pushing celebrations for a while, and I think it's a trap. I think it's a trap. But yeah, I could definitely see some of the cards, even your cheap cards. They could 5x, and then you sell them at the top, and people get burnt by it. Like that Mew. The Mew from Celebrations, I know that graded in a PSA 10 is like a $400 card, which is ridiculous because it's like a dollar. It was a dollar. It's more expensive now, but it was like a dollar card, and people were grading it and selling it for like $400. Craziness. Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter what you do. I was watching a Ruxin. Um, I don't know if you guys know who Ruxin is. Like Ruxin 34. He's a Yu-Gi-Oh content creator. And he even came out with a video the other day about Yu-Gi-Oh, people coming back into the market asking him for, a Blue Eyes card or these boxes. And he's like, we're Yu-Gi-Oh's taking off too. Like who? It's like no matter what TCG you're in right now, everything's taking off. And it's something to be very concerned about. Um, so, and I know like I don't know if Roxy's still in here, but Roxy did extraordinarily well with One Piece. I know that they like One Piece, but they did very well with One Piece. It's just like a lot of this stuff, man. It's just all like rug pulls. You just got to get in, take your quick gains, not try to be greedy, and get out. Because Dragon Ball was dead, wasn't it? You're not buying Seal 25th. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I'm not. I got I did have a 25th anniversary ETB when it was like 50, $60. I sold it at was it like 150, 175 when I sold my collection at the beginning of this year. So, but buying it right now at its all time high is so stupid. And honestly, I hope the 30th is good. I really do. I hope the 30th is awesome and people get to enjoy it. We get some really cool cards. I don't think it's going to happen. I think there will be some cool cards. I think there will be, in all fairness. because the art has only gotten better and better, especially over the last 5 years. But for the majority of it, I just the 25th should be eye opening of what Pokemon will do and what they can do. See, Jacob, I've not seen the new Yu-Gi-Oh full arts, so I've heard they're doing some crazy stuff though with them. They're doing some reprints like that. Dragon Master Magia, that one's getting a reprint into like a full art, but they're doing a different, like a Starlight or whatever version of it. Like they're doing some crazy stuff. So I honestly, Asian, I hope they do. I hope they do. I hope if they're going to bring back Rayquaza, Mega Rayquaza, I hope that they do a Groudon and Kyogre. I love Groudon and I love Kyogre. So I hope if they're going to bring back the hype, let's just bring it all the way back. Because it seems like people are kind of mixed on you either love Kyogre and Groudon or you hate Kyogre and Groudon. There's really like no in between. It seems like for me. So yeah, I hope they do. At that point, like, what is that going to do to the set? It's people are already going to be stoked about the Mega Rayquaza and be pumping it to the moon. So yeah, like I hope they do. Like let's just do Gen 3. Honestly, let's make it a specialty set and just fucking do Gen 3 at that point. Yeah, I think honestly, out of Groudon and Kyogre, I think Kyogre's my favorite. I know that might be crazy, but and if they do primal versions, let's just do the primal versions. That'd be awesome. I'm all here for it. So Gen 3 was awesome. I love Gen 3. I would I would be very happy to be getting it. I would be happy because I wouldn't be able to open it for a minute. But yeah, we'll have to see. Like I said, I hope Gen 10. I hope it's just people hate it. Yeah, if they do Primal, it's if they do Mega Rayquaza, they do Primal, Kyogre, Groudon. Like it's gonna be fun. Yeah. Like I would be very excited for that set. But one thing I will say is we always it seems like hype up Pokemon to a level that they're just not capable of doing. So I would just stay in the mindset of we're gonna get a Rayquaza, a Mega Rayquaza. It'll probably be okay. It's not gonna be anything groundbreaking. And that way, if it is, you're not disappointed. And if it's some crazy Gen 3 remake with, primals, then you can just bust your nut and lose it. So that's what I would say about that. I mean, at this point, like I said, it's what would be a real kick in the balls is if we get like Abyss Eye and then they do 30th anniversary. 30th anniversary is a dud. It's not good. It's like 25th. People don't like it. And then we're getting the Rayquaza set. And then we find out we're getting primals. Like I could see Pokemon doing that. I really truly could. I could see them giving us just shit for the 25th and people are like, all right, I'm out of here. And as soon as they're packing up their bags, about to walk out the front door, oh, but wait, here's this awesome Shinji Kanda, which is not my favorite. Like I said, I like the one who does the Zekrom and the Charizard and the Gengar. But here's a Shinji Kanda, Mega Rayquaza. It's absolutely mind blowing, and it's all Gen 3. If the ASR does the leak by April, it sucks. Yeah, I mean, and it may not because we gotta get all this 30th information. We gotta start getting the 30th leaks. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, because technically, right, the Mega Gengar, it didn't leak for a while, and I think it sucks. I think a majority of people think it sucks but the hive mind says it's awesome. So, well, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Because I've heard that Pokemon leaked the Gengar set to be like, hey, perfect order. We know it's bad, but look at this Greninja set. Look at this Mega Greninja you're getting. So you never know. What's up, Brandon? How are you, bud? Yeah, I agree. No, no, no. We're talking about Jacob was talking about the uh, Mega Rayquaza set that got confirmed for Japanese, and he said if the SIR doesn't get leaked by April, that it sucks. And I was saying that the Gengar didn't really get released until you know coming up towards Mega Dream being announced. So we still gotta wait for the 30th. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff. So you just never know. Like I personally think the Gengar is cheeks, and but then the Hive Mind they say they love the Gengar. So you never really know what's gonna happen. But in case you didn't see, Brandon, they confirmed after Ninja Spinner Chaos Rising, we're supposed to get a Darkrai, Mega Darkrai set, Abyss Eye. And then after that, sometime in May, I believe, we're supposed to be getting Emerald of Skies, Storm, whatever it's called. And it is confirmed to be a Mega Rayquaza set. So we're talking about what that set could look like. Mega Darkrai looks Mega Darkrai looks terrible. I hate Mega Darkrai. Yeah, so what it looks like, obviously, we have Perfect Order, Chaos Rising. Um, the only thing that I don't know about, and I don't, nobody can seem to give an answer, is um, are they going to put the Darkrai and the Rayquaza set together, or are they going to like break it up? And so we're going to have the Darkrai, then we're going to have the 30th anniversary, then we're going to have the Rayquaza, and then like a specialty set. So nobody really knows what's happening. But as far as Japanese is concerned, it'll be Ninja Spinner, Dark, Dark, Dark Eye Abyss, or whatever, um, and then the Emerald Storm. So that's what I think they're gonna do. That's because it would March. The end of March is perfect order. Then I believe it's like middle of May. We're supposed to get Chaos Rising. So that would put the Dark Rise set at the end of July. Then we could get in September or middle of September. I don't know. I don't know. Beginning of September, I don't know, something like that. I imagine they have to put it together. As long as they're putting the 30th around September, October. Yeah. I think the more that I think about it, the more it's like they have to. But I know Whack isn't here anymore. He had to leave for some reason. But Whack said that they could do the 30th before the, as a specialty, because it's a specialty set before they do the Rayquaza set, which I could see that totally happening. I could see them 30th sucks because we've talked about this and my feelings about the 30th anniversary. 30th comes out and it's just dog shit. And then they drop a Gen 3 Mega Rayquaza Primal Kyogre Groudon just glory set that brings everybody back. I mean, Jacob, I really like Mega Gengar, so I I would have liked the white version better if they would have done that. But I just think the artwork's extremely lazy. So you know, in a normal market, like I'd pay $100 for that card, but I'm not going to pay $800, $900 what it's going for right now. So we'll see. We'll see again when the bull runs over. When the bull runs over, we go into a bear market. Maybe do we see that card at 150, $100? If we do, yeah, I'll pick it up. It's Gengar. It's going to do well over time, but I'm not going to spend $500, 400, $300. I'm just not going to do that. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, Asian. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Like, I'm not too worried about the Darkrai set. Again, I don't like the new Darkrai design. I don't think a lot of people like it. Um, I think whether it's a standalone set or a dual set with Darkrai, I think Rayquaza is just going to carry it. So I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, the only thing is there's just not enough. There's just not enough sets for them because, from my understanding, they're going to go into Gen 10 at the beginning of next year. So there's not enough sets for them to get all of the megas in. So like Mega Golurk, even though it looks really cool, and I know a bunch of people want Mega Heatran, um, they're just like, and then unless they just do a specialty set right at the end to put all of the new megas in, like people are just going to be disappointed by it. So yeah, that's what I thought too. So it's like when you think about it, you know, 30th anniversary. A lot of people are saying September. Some people are saying July. Who really knows what's going to happen? Like I said, the only thing I know is, according to the Japanese version, it'll be Darkrai, Mega Rayquaza, and we're still waiting on confirmation of the 30th anniversary or the Celestial. So it almost would have to come after the Rayquaza set, which means we may get one more set on top of that. I don't know. Those Mega Raichus would be really cool. I hope we do get some SIRs of those. I think the Darkrai is just terrible. I don't know how they could make it a good. I don't know how they make that card good. I really don't. It's it's a giant. It's like Sauron's eye, but turned sideways with a pimple in the middle of it. Like, how do you make that a good card? Like if they did the normal Darkrai, absolutely. Like I could understand that. They could absolutely do an amazing card with that. But the version that they chose, the mega version, I just don't know how you can make that a good card. Yeah, I just again, I don't know. Like even if they went full spooky with it, right? Like how do you make that? It's uh, it's just a weird looking Pokemon. It just is. There's nothing that looks good about it, in my opinion. Because I know that Darkrai is a very popular Pokemon. So again, if it was like a Mega Rayquaza and a Mega Darkrai that just like was like a Gigantamax version of a Darkrai, it still looked like the normal form Darkrai. I could see that set doing extremely well. Like people would lose their shit over that. But We're talking about the Mega Darkrai. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. I mean, am I crazy? I just don't find the Mega Darkrai. I don't think there's any way they can make that work. Yeah, that is true, Brandon. So here's the thing, though. Gen 10 then couldn't be December or January, right? Because they're not going to start Gen 10 as a specialty set. They'll do a base set. So maybe Mega's going to extend. Maybe we are going to get um, Radiant Ruby and Shining Sapphire or whatever it's called. And that's maybe Mega goes through into 2027. Honestly, because you're right. You're absolutely right. We had Prismatic Evolutions last year, and then this year we had Ascended Heroes. So yeah, I think that's what we're looking at. We're looking at. So maybe they do throw the 30th anniversary in, like in July. So maybe it would be like Abyss Eye, 30th, Rayquaza, then another specialty set. Does that sound about right? Yeah. I think Mega's going to go farther than people think. I think a lot of people thought that Mega was going to go, and including me. But the more I think about it, it can't. Unless they don't do a specialty set, right? Unless in January they just drop base set. Who knows? Who knows? Pokemon, they've been doing some weird shit lately. So Brandon, when did Scarlet and Violet base come out? What month was that? Because I mean, typically Pokemon keeps a they do things by a schedule. So it doesn't mean they can't change it. But from everything that we've seen, those leaks that people were saying that weren't real, for before Mega came out, where we had you know Brave and Symphonia, Abyss, Ninja Spinner, like they're all coming true. So technically, we should be getting a Radiant Ruby and Shining Sapphire set, which is supposed to be like that's going to be the end of Mega. The only thing is, I just don't know how that's going to work. They can't make. I don't think they can do two specialty sets back to back. So it's not like they can do in September. They could do 30th and then December, March of 2023. So yeah, maybe January we get that we get a specialty set, and then we go into March would be Gen 10. That's what I yeah, that's what makes sense to me. What do you guys think about that? That that would make sense to me. That's what I think that's going to happen. So we're easily I don't know. Yeah. We just gotta same with Sword and Shield. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be, guys. I guarantee you. Gen 10 will be the end of March. So we are really we are waiting and praying for some booster box reprints sometime during this year. Because if not, we're looking at another year. Oh, geez, year and a half, year and a half until we get to Gen 10, and people hopefully get burnt out. So yeah, that's what they'd have to do. Yeah, that makes sense. Megas could be in Gen 10 too. Yeah, I've heard a couple things about Gen 10. I've heard Fusion. They're talking about Fusion because Fusion was in the manga where they did some fusion. Like I guess they fused all three of the legendary birds together. They fused Blastoise and Venusaur together. So I've heard that. It'd be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting to see what they do. Um, let's get yeah, it's just gonna be interesting. Yeah, I was I was all for getting this shit finished out by the end of this year, but we're gonna go a little bit longer. So y'all get ready, get your paychecks, get some money in your savings account because that means we may not get for the Rayquaza set Rayquaza would probably be a standalone. So we're probably looking at Abyss Eye, one for one sets. And then Radiant Ruby, Shining Sapphire probably be a Gen 3 specialty set for beginning of next January, which is going to go absolutely wild. So, yeah, it might be a bumpy ride for a while, guys. But hey, I'm all here for it. Just like I said, get your savings accounts ready. Take on all the risk you want, baby. Let's get this going. So, let's just hope Gen 10 is a real shitter. Let's. I hope their toilets, the water is a toilet. Let's see, the grass, the land is going to be a porter pot. No, can't be that. Let's see. Water's going to be a bidet. Land's going to be a porter potty. Flying's going to be an airplane with a sign that says something about shit. Let's just hope that's how bad it is. Fusion with the weather, that that could happen for sure. Yeah, I heard like weather's supposed to be a big concept of it too. So it'd be interesting. To be honest, it could sound pretty fucking stupid. The whole fusion weather, like your Pokemon. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds pretty dumb. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I do like Black Harem. Black Harem would be cool. Really nice SIR. Black Harem. That'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah, Roxy. The Gen 3 set would be wild. Yeah, it would be. It would be. I mean, honestly, that fits, right? That really does fit. You have a specialty set, Gen 3, beloved set, or beloved Gen for most people. I feel like Prismatic, Ascended Heroes. They've done 151. They did black and white. Why not do a Gen 3? Why not? No, they won't do that. They're not gonna have a Blastoise that lights on fire. Yeah, I think it was in Surging. There was some sort of because I remember Pablo. I think he bought like the full art version or the EX version of it. I can't remember. He was in here earlier, so I'm pretty sure there was like a white Kieran version in Surging. I'm riding. Hell yeah, Thomas. I'm right there with you, man. I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna have a good time. Like, I can't change the market, so I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm gonna be doing, what I want to do, and you guys do it. Hell, we may not, we may stop making videos. We may just do lives every Friday and Saturday, and just do that. If this market continues to do what the market's doing, and we don't see any relief, I can only talk to you guys about MSRP buys or card buys, you know. So that may be the new thing. We may just say fuck it and just do lives from now on. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Jacob, I just don't see them having a Blastoise as a water type that turns into a Bowser on fire. I just don't see how they. I don't see how they could realistically make that work and make you think that that works. Yeah, up forever. Yeah, I'll just make a video every day. Hey, let's check on the market. All right, it's up forever. Y'all have a good one. Just get off every day. Nice 30-second video. Yeah, Thomas, I'm right there with you, man. Like I'm like don't get it wrong. Like I'm having fun. It's just like I could keep buying singles, and I really want to, but I'm in this weird position where at any point in time, like if we get booster box reprints sometime this year, it could really truly affect the market. And I don't want to pay, even though I'm going to be here for a long time. I don't want to pay top price for a Japanese PSA 10 Umbreon, right? When in a softer market, you know, or a bear market, I might be able to pick up that card at $300, you know. So instead of continuing to pick up singles, I think I'm just gonna keep, you know, make my list, keep my list. I'll probably pick up some Japanese boxes, and then I'm just gonna wait to see what the rest of this year has in store for us, and then at the end of the year, make my decision. So make my decision on what I'm gonna do. I think that's the smartest thing to do. Of course, still continuing to pick up my Pokemon Center ETBs, my two um, booster boxes. I want to get definitely some more of the SPCs, prismatic UPCs, the Charizard UPCs. I think those are still a great buy at like 140, $150. So I think I'm gonna make like one purchase per month. Um, and then other than that, just kind of let my money continue to grow until the end of the year and then just make decisions. So because people are getting burnt out, I can promise you that. Dress up as Ash Ketchum and yell at other content creators. No, no, Jacob, you know we can't do that anymore. We cannot. We do not attack other content creators. We do not say anything bad about other content creators. We just keep our mouths shut and keep on trucking. So I know I keep waiting for those Charizard UPCs to go down. Um, but honestly, you know, like 140 is not terrible when you think about it. We all know what's going to happen with those things. So, um, yeah, I mean, I think I honestly I think that there could be good opportunities later on down the line. I think we could see them, you know, go down. It's just going to depend, man, on what happens with this whole market situation. So, um, yeah, I mean, I think there's opportunity for sure. Oh, I can't wait, Whack. I thought you were gone, but I can't wait for those SPCs. I'm going to go. I'm going to try to get them on online. I'm going to be there. the day that they drop in store. I hope we get two drops in the store, like we're getting with the bundles, because I mean the you just cannot. I don't. I think you would be an idiot to not try to go for those SPCs. That's what, $80 a pop. And I will tell you guys, more than likely, because I expect those prices to go down a little bit for the SPCs. I probably will add one or two more SPCs uh, to my investment for my kids, because I just think that those SPCs are amazing, and I think they're going to do great, great, great long term. You don't like this positive streamer? Who's being a positive streamer? Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's still, and honestly, we'll probably get back to a point where I'll feel more vocal about things, but I'm just trying right now. I'm just trying to, I don't even know, like the whole situation, everything that happened. It was kind of like a blindside. So it's not like I'm scared. I think I'm still in shell shock, honestly, about how it happened. So we just need a little bit of time. We'll just need a little bit of time. I'm sure at some point somebody will say something that just really pisses me off, and I'll just hit the record button and say what I have to say. But I'm trying. I know it may not be the most entertaining videos for you guys. I appreciate anybody who still comes by and supports them and likes them, comments, and all that stuff. It means a lot. So I'm always thinking about how to try to make something that hopefully you guys like. So yeah, Roxy, do you have a Sam's near you? Because I'll tell you what, the Sam's drop online, that's not normally how they go. They're normally pretty rough. So I hope that Sam's has done something different, because it looked like a lot of you guys had some really good success on the Sam's drop. So that will be one drop I absolutely want to be able to get as much in store and online as I can. Yeah. No, Pokemon, they are printing. And that's why I said, like, we are getting close to them having to stop printing Prismatic. They've got to focus on other sets. And if they can do that with Prismatic, they can do that with Destin Rivals. They can do that with anything that they really want to. It's just, unfortunately, it feels like the longer they take to try to hammer down on Prismatic, which is just not going to happen, the farther away we're getting from the rest of the sets. And so it's, instead of getting all these other sets reprints, we're probably going to have to be selective of what we get. But I think the Pokemon, they're going to go after the big sets. They know the sets that are popular, and they're going to go after them. And so I'm not even really worried about Mega. Like, people are all like, "Oh, Mega short printed. They're not going to go back to Mega." I just There's a reason that they're not printing a bunch of those booster boxes. I think it's a multitude of reasons, but if they're all small sets, it'll take them no time. In a bear market where nobody cares, they're caught up. Like, it'll take them no time to print those sets. Yeah, Thomas, if you have a Sam's Club near you, and if you have a Sam's membership, I don't know where you live, but if you don't live in one of these big populated cities, like my wife, she went to Sam's the morning of the bundles, um, and there was like nobody there. So SPCs are going to be a little bit different, right? But still, like when they were doing those Lucario Tyranitar boxes for Prismatic, the second time they did the drop for them, they sat for 2 days before they sold out. So I definitely think Sam's is pretty decent depending on your area. Yeah, Roxy, I would just again, I would advise the same thing as Thomas. Typically, the online drops have been kind of ass unless you have bots. Um, but if you have a Sam's near you, I would strongly advise if it's not a populated area, you know, to go up there. So yeah, I agree with you, Brandon. I agree 100%. You know that me and you have been agreeing on a lot of things. So not much of that has changed. Not much of that. It's just I'm always evolving and adapting my mindset towards with my limited funds, because obviously, like some of you guys use credit cards, some of you guys don't use credit cards, but I don't use credit cards, so I have to just be a little bit smarter with my money, and I can't just spend hundreds of dollars, every week, every couple weeks, every month in Pokemon. I have to make smart decisions. So I'm just I'm a little I'm still confident on Pokemon. I'm still confident in the market. I just don't know how the market's going to shake up at the end of this year. And so I'd rather just continue to do what I'm doing, holding back on singles, and then having money in case, when we get a Destin Rivals reprint, I know that I have money available. Boom, I can pick up, you know, um, or Pokemon Center TVs or stuff like that. So that's all that I'm doing. So. Oh, that's crazy. Wag. I didn't know that. Yeah, we have the plus membership, and my wife was there at 8 o'clock in the morning. So, which with the plus, you get to go in an hour early. So you have 150 minutes out. Yeah, That's a little bit of a commitment. I don't know, man. I'll be honest, Thomas. If you have a membership, it might be worth it for those SPCs. In all honesty, because they're going to be like $80 a piece. So yeah, I don't know. Middle Tennessee, it just really it depends. Like I know that like I'll go to Clarksville. Clarksville's not anything too crazy. I mean, Clarksville's pretty well populated, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you just have to figure out with your schedule if it's worth it for you, or I mean, I know you just picked up one, so maybe you don't need to worry about it. So, but I just think at $80. I don't expect them to drop off like crazy. They're I think they're right now they're what 260. I know you were saying your LGS was wanting to sell them for 320. I've heard of a bunch of people wanting to sell SPCs at 320. So, you know, I don't know. Say the time that it drops, they're sitting at 320. I could see them, probably more than likely, as long as they're sealed, drop back down to like 260, something like that. So again, I just think the opportunity on those are going to be easily, they're going to do just like 151. They're going to do just like the Charizard from Sword and Shield. So I just think it's dumb not to take that opportunity. So yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. Like I said, it just depends. Like if they're sitting at 260, they're going to drop, they'll probably drop, I don't know. Cause it seemed like Sam's had a lot of them. So I could see them probably dropping like 220, you know. But if they're if they're at 320, yeah, I mean I'd say they probably drop back to like 260 or something like that. And of course it just depends on how many drops. But especially if we get like two drops of those, two drops in stores, two drops online, like yeah, man. $70 SPCs at Sam's. Yeah, you push the kids out of the way. Yeah, for sure. Like I told my wife, because she was like, um, she's like, I had a great time with those bundles, and I was like, yeah, there's these SPCs that are going to be coming out though, and 'cause she was like, are people crazy? When I told her I needed her to go the night before, and she's like, are people going to run over me and the kids? I was like, I don't think so. Like again, we don't live in like a super populated area. And I told her though, I was like, yeah, the SPCs, I'm gonna take off and I'll deal with that. Like you don't I don't want you involved in that because something's gonna happen somewhere. Somebody there's gonna be fights, there's gonna be something because people are gonna it's gonna be bad. So but that is crazy. Like I did not know that they would actually let you get your hands on it or beforehand. Like my Sam's, they don't do that. You gotta you can't step foot in the store unless you're going to the cafe, until 9 o'clock, all that stuff. And they won't let you buy without a membership either. I'll call, I'll call to work to get that deal. It says it is crazy. It is absolutely wild. Like that's what I said. Like I don't know, but everyone, everyone's got a difference to what they think their time's worth. So to to Thomas, really a 2 hour drive, just drive may not be worth it. Um, it just really depends. It just I don't know. It depends. So everybody's different. For me, my Sam's is literally 5 minutes away from me. So like it's nothing. I could literally tell my boss, hey, I'm gonna take off, first thing in the morning. I got a doctor's appointment. Go up there. And then I can still go to work. You know what I'm saying? So just take into consideration how much is your time worth it, you know, but still yours is 40 minutes north of you. So what are you gonna do, Brandon? Are you gonna try to go for it? We don't know. We don't know. I know that the bundle deal is supposed to come back around like the 27th, I believe. Is that Pokemon Day? I think it's Pokemon Day. It's like 27th or something like that. So yeah, second combo is 27th. I think it's supposed to be in stores too. So in stores and online as well. And I really hope they do that with the SPCs too. I hope they do not put them online only. That is going to be just the biggest kick in the balls. Yep, my wife, she showed up at 8 o'clock, and there was somebody standing there handing out two of them. So it was limited to. They said, "You want two?" She said, "Yes." They handed her two. She put in her cart. So no, Brandon, these aren't regular ETBs. They're going to be so the bundles are the surprise bundles, the surprise box, and the unsealed booster bundle that we got at Sam's the other day. But the SPCs are going to be coming out to Sam's. So it's not the ETBs, it's the SPCs. You just go to film content. I will be filming. I promise you that. I will be filming, but I think it will be literally just me filming myself walking through Sam's, picking them up and putting them in my car. Like I said, I live in an extremely smallish town. So I hope that's the case. I don't want to be mad sprinting. And like I said, I've got where I can get in like an hour early. So some people don't have that. So I should be okay. And we still have to wait. We still have to wait. We don't know. I know that they said they're supposed to be coming to Sam's, but you know how that works. We may not. I think it's unlikely. But I guess anything's possible, right? What do you mean whack? You've got a couple. You talking about the SPCs? You're referring to bundles. I got you. Okay. I just wanted. I assumed you knew Brandon. I just wanted to. You mentioned the normal ETBs, and my Sam's never got those ETB bundles, which really sucks. So, oh, you got 12 prismatic combos. How did you get 12? That's wild. We haven't even gotten the second one yet. You too, Jacob. Thanks for coming by, man. Good luck tomorrow. Hopefully, you make a bunch of money. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I really like the SPCs. I like the way the SPCs look. I like what all comes in it. I like the sleeves. I like the playmat. I like the deck box. I like the promo. So like for me, I wouldn't mind having I guess 8 of them because I get if they have 2 drops, 4 in store, 4 online. But let's be honest, like online is going to be probably pretty rough. So yeah, Roxy, just look when you get there. I would imagine they're probably not going to have them, but maybe they do. Maybe they do. My Sims that they get Pokemon and that's it. All right, Thomas. Thank you for coming by, sir. I appreciate your support and you coming onto these lives. So you have a good night. Nice, nice, nice whack. You and your dad have insane luck, man. So that's great. And like I said, um, my wrap was a little loose, and which is funny. I don't understand people's whole like. A lot of people are mad because the bundle is not sealed. The surprise box is, but the bundle isn't. And here's the thing: is why are you like they're sealed? It's a bundle. Why are you mad? The only reason people are mad is they can't buy it for $40, break it, for what the bundles are going for 60, 65, $70 right now. Surprise is going for 40. So they can't make like an extra $60 off of it. Like it's sealed. So why does both items inside of that seal need to be sealed? I just think I think it's silly. And honestly, $40 is a steal of a deal. Like there's no reason people shouldn't be buying that. I get obviously like not want to buy it for 95, but let's be honest, here in a couple years, that is going to still be a very good item to have, and people will buy it as a bundle. They're not going to go, oh, I don't want the surprise box. Like no. So I think it's extremely dumb that people are arguing and saying that this is like terrible and shitty. And all you have to do, like my wrap was a little loose. I literally took a blow dryer and I just put it on low heat and just blew it for a couple minutes and it tightened it up. It was fine. So it's not that big of a deal. Like who gives a shit if the wrapping's loose or it's so dumb. It's so yeah. Yeah, exactly. They wanted to split it. I agree. Yeah, it's already sealed. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's really what it is. Is people wanted to get it for $40, or they wanted to get it for like 100 and still be able to split it. Or take because let's be honest, how many people really care about the surprise boxes? Like I don't think the surprise boxes are like anything crazy. Yes, it's 4 packs. So eventually, when Prismatic is $50 a pack, boom, that's $200 right there. On top of the promo, if you get the Umbreon, let's say the Umbreon's like a $50 promo at some point. Like, yeah, I get it, but people wanted the bundles. That's all they wanted. They wanted to sell off the surprise boxes, keep the bundles. The bundles continue to climb and do just like 151. They got the bundle for free, essentially. Like that's all it is. So I find it extremely stupid that people are complaining about it. And like I said, they're complaining about the wrap. They're like, "Oh, the wrap looks like shit." Again, take a blow dryer to it. Take your time. You're gonna be just fine. According to everybody, I have one of the crispiest boxes for the prismatics around. I just spent like 5 minutes blow drying them. That's it. They're tight. They look good. Like I just I didn't understand that, and I saw a couple people make videos about that. So yeah, the only thing is I don't see a bunch of rip and shippers going to Sam's because the quantity is so small, you know. And even if bots, like I think most people, if you look on the secondary market, most people were selling those bundles. I haven't looked at the last couple of days, but they were selling them for 90, $95. Yeah, I mean prismatic packs, I don't know what they go for on rip and ships. What, like $15? So, it comes with 10 packs. So it's, I mean, I guess you're still like up on your money. I don't know. That's the only thing is it's just because Sam's limited it. Instead of doing five, they did two. And I know there's always loopholes and backdoors. I'm not saying that there's not. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a screaming deal. I think anyone complaining about some of the complaints is just stupid. So Roxy, I did it. I did about a foot away. So probably about that far away, about a foot. Low heat. Um, and you just sit there and so what mine had was like on those corners of the bundle, right where those two corners are, where it wraps around. That wrap was loose, and again, it's not like super perfect, but you just sit there and just move it back and forward a little bit. Keep some distance, and you'll start to see that excess plastic or wrap. You'll start to see it like shrink up and shrivel up, and then just keep sitting there and moving it back. You don't just leave it on one spot. You want to kind of fan it. And then if you have any like I don't know, little not even gaps, I don't know, just they're not flat. Just kind of, just sit there. Just take your time with it. Just take your time with it. Like I said, you're looking at like 5 minutes, but low heat, about a foot away from the boxes, and just focus on those spots, work around the whole entire box. You'll be good to go. And that's how, I'll be honest, that's how a bunch of people, they get their crispy minty boxes. They just take blow dryers to them. Like, it's not that you have terrible luck in your every box you get from Pokemon Center or from an online store. Like, they just send you these terrible wrap boxes. No, they all do the same stuff. They just take a blow dryer to it, and you just have to feel. You have to take your time with it and be comfortable with it. So I did that with my Surgery Sparks box, my Phantasmal Flames box. Never had any problems with it. So yeah, $15 a pack is awful, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's going for. Um, Ascended Ascended Heroes is going for like almost $13 on TCG Player right now, which is surprising because it's actually not performing as well as Prismatic did when Prismatic first came out. So maybe people aren't as interested. Um, but yeah, Yeah, no, for sure. I said something. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I said I wish that Pokemon right now would take the wrap off of their product. Like, because again, we're talking about the bundles, right? You know, the bundles they had tape on like a little circle piece of tape on both sides of the bundle or one side of the bundle. And I was like, well, why don't they just take the plastic off and have some? If you guys have ever seen like on eBay, if you buy something, it has like a void piece of tape across the back of it where you can tell if someone's messed with it. Um, it like rips a weird way. And I was like, well, why doesn't Pokemon just like put one of those pieces of tape on both sides or something like that instead of having to worry about like wrapping and stuff like that? Because people like would be out of here if the wrap was gone. You know, if it helped decrease the value and people we were like talking about like, oh, you just want employees to be able to reseal them, and I'm just like, no, like there's better ways to do it where you can just remove the wrap, short term to make it where the people who really are just kind of do like the quick flips or they don't care. Um, I don't know. I thought that was a good idea. But Pokemon's obviously not going to do that. Like Bandai, that's what Bandai is doing. Bandai is removing the wrap from their boxes. Um, I wish Pokemon would do it because I think it would really help out the market. But I understand why they probably wouldn't do it. Yeah, whack. I've had good luck too. It's just like my wrap will be loose sometimes. So I just want to make it tight so I don't have to worry about it. But I've actually never gotten anything from the Pokemon Center that has been dented or torn or anything like that. And I've ordered ETBs and the booster boxes together and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Brandon. Like it's you can try, but it shows where literally you like it's been tampered with. And I think that if Pokemon, I think it could be quicker than wrapping, their product. So I think it could help cut down on time. And like I said, they've only got to put it on like one or two sides, but it shows like someone has opened up that ETB or that booster bundle or that booster box. And I think it not having wrap by itself would cut down on people's demand, but also still giving people that assurance that hey, it hasn't been tampered with, you know. So of course, like I said, they're not going to do it. I was just like, hey, why don't they do something like that? Yeah, I know Lurkana when they first came out, they didn't have wrap on their boxes. um, it's really truly interesting why Pokemon doesn't do some of the things that they can do, and like I said, I know they're a very smart company and they have people that are supposed to be very smart that tell them what's the right moves and what's not the right moves to do. But it does make you question it. And I used to work for a big company, and trust me, the people that were supposed to be the smart people, a lot of the time they were really fucking stupid, and they made things way harder than what they needed to be. So I don't know. Who knows what? Like I said, who knows what Pokemon's doing? I'm not overly worried about it. So they'll figure it out. Yeah, like I said, I've not had any issues. The only thing is, which I think is silly, but like the Pokeballs on the booster boxes, sometimes they come like scratched, so the wrap's still in place, but like the Pokeballs are not beautiful and perfect. Um, they got like little scratches across where some white is missing from it. But honestly, I don't think that makes that big of a deal. So, but I've never had dents, torn film, anything like that. So, and like I said, my last order with the Surging Sparks and the Battle Academy box, um, they actually had bubble wrap pillow case, not cases, but pillows in there. So it was actually probably one of the better ones that I've received in a very long time. So seems like an improvement. You're in the 100 ordered area. Yeah, you are. I mean, how many cases do you think you've gotten from Pokemon, Brandon? Ten-ish cases. Yeah, man, I can't wait to start getting cases again from Pokemon. How do they normally package them? I've never gotten a case from Pokemon, so do they normally double box it or do they put it? Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? A case of Pokemon Center TBs is going to cost you way less than a case of booster boxes. So, of course, now looking back, I'm sure you would have wished you could have gotten a case of Evolving Skies at the time. Booster box cases were easier. Yeah, I guess because you can just buy the case, and they're cheaper too, weren't they? Yeah, Forged and Fire. I don't know if you keep an eye on them at all, but they're seeming like they might be a play. They might be a place to look out for. So I'm really hoping that they get some more perfect order booster boxes. But you message them, double box them. Yeah, I just didn't know. I didn't know what Pokemon, because like I said, I've never gotten a case from Pokemon. I don't know. I assume that they probably don't double box them, do they? Or how did your PCTBs ever come? Yeah, I agree. I agree, Whack. I was hoping that they were going to drop them on the Super Bowl because they talked about it, and then they just dropped the ETBs. So, uh, yeah, like 161 because they're in Missouri too. So probably like 170 meat booster box. Like that's a good deal. Um, it's MSRP again. It'd be really interesting. I'm really interested to see after this live what if we're actually getting confirmed listings and sales for like the 196 of those perfect order because man, I'll tell you what, like perfect order could be a situation where we actually see not only MSRP but below MSRP. Oh, that's just awful. That's awful, Brandon. Why would they do that? Because it's like without that label, you have no idea what's in that case unless you open up that case, which I don't know. Like I feel like if you open up a case, that you don't take anything out. But if you don't open up a case, if you open up a case, but you don't remove anything, everything's still sealed. Like why is there any sort of difference? So yeah, that's dumb. But Pokemon, let's be honest, Pokemon doesn't give a shit. They don't care. Like they are like, oh, he ordered a case. Let's just ship that out. Slap the label on it somewhere. Who cares? Yeah, I saw another. Well, I guess you can't do that. Never mind. Blow dryer for the win again. Yeah, I've seen another. I've seen one where you can take like a piece of duct tape but you would more than likely probably take off both of the stickers. So, yeah. Tell you what, blow dryers, man. Good thing. Good thing women use them. I guess men use them too, but I don't use a blow dryer. But my wife's got one, so blow dryers are awesome. But yeah, I think I don't know. What do you guys think about Perfect Order? Like, do you guys are you guys getting any? Do you care to get any? Are you going to open any of it, or are you just going to buy the singles? Like, what do you guys think about Perfect Order? Do you think we could see it below MSRP? So, is it a mid set because of the current market? Where if we weren't in the current market, it'd be like a terrible set. I don't know. I'm really curious on that. Blood, did you get the booster box and the ETBs or just the ETBs? Close to MSRP. So you guys don't think we'll see it below MSRP? Because I mean, technically, like I said, I gotta take a look. I know Whack you sent it was like what 196, 193 for a booster box right now on TCG player. So we still have a month. And that's with people knowing that the boxes are short printed or there's less booster boxes. So when the market when it opens up on release day, are we going to see a drop below? I don't know. It's really interesting. Like I'll be honest, it's way cheaper than what I thought it was going to be. I thought we were not going to see below 200s until release day. So the fact that we are already seeing below 200s is a little surprising to me. Yeah, I mean, I am excited for the set. I don't know how much of it I'll actually open it, but I think when the prices get right for it here at some point, I think it'd be a really fun set to open. Yeah, I do you think do you think that most people are burnt out on Pokemon, but they're just staying in it because of the money, or they're staying in it because like for us, right? We are hoping and just staying in for the downturn slash reprints to happen. People are just waiting on the 30th. So you think, let me ask this, if the 30th is a banger, like let's say, which it's not, right? But let's say 30th is everything that people are imagining it to be. We have gold stars, we have um, like your Neo Destiny, Lugia, um, turn into like an SIR. Like let's just say it's just everything Poncho Pikachu's like it's everything people are saying. Does that catapult it and just keep it going? Or is it really just we get to 30th, 30th is what it is, and it's just kind of over? Yeah, because I mean, I know this is kind of dumb, like a no dub play, but honestly, I think it's there's only two ways this is going to play out. Either the we get exactly like a 25th, which I think is more likely to happen, and it just kills everything, or we get a 30th that's amazing. But even still, I just even if we get an amazing 30th, it may help a little bit. But I feel like people are gonna be like, okay, I waited till the 30th, I'm done. Because I do agree. I think like it's just exhausting. I I'll tell you guys what, I'm barely watching any Pokemon YouTube anymore because I'm just tired of hearing everybody's shit and it's all the same shit. You feel like it's been talked about a million different times. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? How are you guys feeling about everything? I don't know. I think Riftbound's a little too early though. I know that it's League of Legends. I think it's a little too. I know that my LGS they really enjoyed Riftbound. Um, I'll be honest. I think that the One Piece. I think that One Piece with the shrink and the reprints on top of I don't know what's going to happen with the whole Dragon Ball thing. I think the Dragon Ball thing is just a little crazy. And then if Pokemon goes down, like I think we were kind of seeing like the biggest of the TCG boom. I think we're pretty much at the top for TCG, and it's really just kind of the going down. Like we're on the way going down towards it. So I think, of course, you'll have some TCGs that pop a little bit here and there. Like we could see Yu-Gi-Oh take off a little bit, but for the most part, I feel like we might be at the top. And when we do though, I don't expect like Magic to be doing good and then like and then Pokemon does good. Like I expect them all to kind of be flat for a period of time, a longer period of time, which would be a great period of time because we'll be able to buy and continue to buy. Stickers will pick back up. So I hope they do, man. I hope what's his name, Yeezy or Jay Z, they do it sneakers. That's just amazing. I hope so. I heard Whack. I heard the new Dragon Ball set is kind of what's really taken off. Yeah, it's and honestly, I'm gonna. You guys let me know what you think. I think that every bubble now, every boom, because people are saying this isn't a bubble. So like the next time Pokemon takes off, right? Who knows what it's going to be? A couple of years, couple months, whatever the case may be. Eh, I think that every time we hit one, it's going to get worse. So like the next one, like we think this one is bad, but the next one, when it booms again, I think it's going to be worse than this one. I feel like I missed something. Sports is dying. See. I don't know anything about sports besides, like I said, Whack. I don't know if you saw the video, but somebody I was very close, somebody I'm very close with, they got really fucked up this week. We started off with sports cards. I agree, Wack. I think that's what we're gonna see. I think that we're going to see just a total. I wouldn't collapse might be a strong word. I hope we see a collapse. I think we're gonna see a total, just very strong negative correction into the market. And I think it's going to be just as long of a rough market as it was a very good market. Mega for alligator, dude. Mega for alligator. I can't believe how many people are trying to pump mega for alligator. Yeah, I love for alligator. I wish mega for alligator was amazing. I just can't get behind it. I hate that card. I hate that Pokemon. Like it makes me question my for alligator love, which is very difficult for me. Yeah, I mean it's Pokemon One Piece. I mean, really, those are like year two, maybe Dragon Ball. Maybe it'll go from Pokemon to One Piece and then Dragon Ball because people are on the Bandai train right now. That could be potential. It's just there's so much right now. If you look at it, like I said, you got Pokemon, One Piece, Gundam, Dragon Ball, Lorcana, Riftbound, Godzilla. Uh, what is it? What's the one that Rudy likes so much? Um, Blood. I don't know. The Rudy one. Like, there's so many TCGs that in Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, there's so many TCGs that are taking off right now. There's just not enough for it to go around. Like I said, I could definitely see Pokemon falls off. Then it goes One Piece and Dragon Ball. Then One Piece falls off. Then Dragon Ball to you know I don't know, like Yu-Gi-Oh or something. But I think we're pretty much at the top. I really truly do. Yes, I agree. If 30th is amazing, if 30th is amazing and we get a Gen 3 shining set, which is probably going to happen, not the 30th, but the Gen 3, and then Gen 10 is amazing, like, yeah, I will probably I will probably then for sure not make videos anymore and I'll probably just do lives, honestly, at that point. Because I refuse to be one of those people that just tells you guys to just buy and everything's a great buy. So yeah, like that would probably be what I do. I'll still be in Pokemon, but yeah, I'll probably just do lives, honestly, because it's gonna get to a point. I saw so many people on Danny Phantom's video he did today. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. But people are like, I'm leaving. They're like, I've been in this TCG for years and I can't stand this set anymore. Like I can't stand Pokemon anymore. I can't get anything. It's been impossible. And like a lot of the fan base is leaving. Um, and of course, like people are coming in, but when the money's not there anymore, when the quick flips aren't there, those people are gonna leave too. So that's why I said like eventually we're going to see a bad market. We have no choice. But there is very bad. There is potential. There absolutely is potential. We could see another year or two. I just don't think it's going to happen. We've been, it's been over a year since Prismatic. So you really think that this can hold for 3 years running? Like I don't think Brandon would be here. I don't even think Roxy would be here. Whack. I don't know. I don't know. You got your hands in all the cookie jars, so you might be able to hold out, but like at some point it's just gonna get too much. So That's just kind of how I look at it. No, it wasn't Weiss. It was Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood. And we could, I guess, at any point in time, we could always see like a waifu craze. Because I mean, if you're looking at One Piece, we're about to have that waifu set that's coming out. So maybe we get a Pokemon waifu where people don't care about the modern as much or the specific sets. They care about the cards. There's also not like a ton of waifus, in my opinion, in Pokemon, so it could just completely kill it. We could see people start to go to vintage. I mean, there's always different kinds. Like I said, Logan Paul could do that box opening on Sunday, and we could see a complete shift in the market. It's unlikely, but um, I know there are a bunch of people speculating about the waifu craze coming back. So, which I think would be awesome. I think if we could get some people focusing on waifu cards, it could help bring down some singles for some of these chase cards that are already going down in price. So, make sure you guys, if there's any chase cards you guys are looking for, that you guys are keeping an eye on the singles market because some of your big chase cards are starting to kind of collapse. Like the Bubble Mew, it went from like $600 to the other day it was in the fours. It was high fours, but it's still like it's having a massive correction. So Panini is getting smoked. How so? Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, I know a bunch. I know not a bunch of people, but some people are really starting to get prepared for like a waifu boom again. So we saw what happened last time. So obviously, don't buy into it. But with it is smart because with this whole One Piece specialty set, from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but um, like we could see a boom. I'm not. I don't care about waifus. Me owning a chick like a bit voluptuous woman on a card, it does nothing for me. So I don't give a rip. Like I said, the only reason I hope it happens is to take off some of the attention of some of these, you know, chase gr- grail cards of mine. I guess I wouldn't even say they're grails, but some of these chase cards, um, I'm all here for. So Panini lost their NFL rights, or print NFL cards with their logos. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know enough about sports to really think about it. I think in general, I think we're going to be looking at a total, like I said, hard correction of all TCGs, which I know sports cards are kind of hard to say it's a TCG because I don't know. I know people are weird about that. So I think we're just going to see a total correction. I really do. I think the Prismatic Umbreon has opportunities. I don't think we're going to see that card hit like $200. No, I don't think we're going to see it hit 200. I don't think 300. I think the only way we would see it below 5 is if like we go into a full blown bear market and it's been like a year. I can see that. But I do think the Umbreon from Prismatic is relatively safe. But I do think there will be better buying opportunities. Again, it just depends on how the whole thing shakes up. Yeah, man, Brandon. The only thing I have to say to that is, people got some short memory when it comes to this. I don't know. TCGs is, you got you. I mean, someone can say one thing one week and the next week say the complete opposite thing, and people are like, yeah, they forget about it. So same thing. People always think like this time's different. We also have a ton of new people in the hobby over the last like year and a half, so they didn't experience the waifu boom. So I think anything's possible at this point. All it takes, all it takes is a couple YouTube videos from some content creators going, this waifu card, these waifu cards are taking off. And here's why I believe in these waifu cards. And off to the races we go. So, what's up, Xavier? How are you? You like the Allen and Ginter cards? We're talking about sports. I know we were talking about sports. We're talking about One Piece. We talked about all kinds of stuff. Yeah. I mean, my plan is still the same. I still plan on getting the Japanese PSA 10 Umbreon by the end of this year. I'm gonna switch my goals to the end of this year. I'll take the gamble, and then honestly, if the prismatic Umbreon, if it drops to 350 over the next couple of years, I'll pick it up. And if it drops below that, I'll just continue to pick them up because I think long term, it seems like a lot of people have changed their idea that the prismatic Umbreon is better than the Evolving Skies one. So, obviously, I'm not going to have an army of Umbreons, but I really like that one. Like, you guys know, I'm a big fan of that Umbreon. And so, like, I honestly don't. If I had a binder page full of them, if I had 10 of them, like, I'm okay with that. Not at $1,000 a pop, that's for damn sure. But if I pick one up at 300, 350, and then it drops to 250, and if you pick it up all day at $150, which is the thing, that used to be like the top of that used to be the top is $150. You know, so it's just something to think about. It may not, it may take a while for us to get back there, but I think there could be potential one day. I do. I like the Evolving Skies one better too, in my opinion. But I've never owned the Evolving Skies one. So it's like I got to experience the prismatic one, and I really do like that card too. But I have, like, for me, the Evolving Skies one is like a grail. It's one of my grail cards, where the prismatic is just a card that I really like. So obviously I missed my opportunity on the Umbreon from Evolving Skies. So at least short term. Yeah. Like I said, I know, if you hear from the hive mind is that the prismatic one is better. So, and like I said, I would be over the moon ecstatic paying $300 for the prismatic Umbreon at this point. So, yes. I mean, let's be honest. Remy collects. I don't know if you guys ever see them in the comments, but they said, and it was actually a really great point. Evolving Skies would be a specialty set if it came out today, because if you think about it, it seems like Pokemon has switched up their specialty sets to be very big sets, extremely hard pull rates, and very hyped up. So, like, I don't think much is going to change. I really truly don't. I think we're looking at God packs. I think we're looking at, for the most part, very good sets when it comes to specialty sets, and the pull rates are going to suck. Like, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I think that when Pokemon did Crown Zenith and into the Scarlet and Violet, the beginning couple sets, they're like, "Hey, we're giving you better pull rates." And people were bitching and complaining about the pull rate, saying it was too easy to pull SIRs because it was like 1 in 30 packs. So you could, in some booster boxes, get 2 SIRs. And people were saying, like, no, we don't want that. And so I think Pokemon was like, okay, then we're just going to make the pull rates even harder. And so I think specialty sets pull rates are going to continue to suck. Yeah. Nope. I definitely did not buy nearly enough Evolving Skies. Um, but I'm okay. I'm okay with what I did. Like I said, you live and you learn. So I'm not too worried about it. I mean, you never know what's going to happen either. So it's all fine. You live and you learn. You try to do better. That's all you can do. So, but yeah, it's I I for sure think, like, again, with Ascended Heroes, talking about Ascended Heroes, I think that it will long term do very well. I think it'll be something that you want to have in your collection as an investment for the long term. But I think short term, talking about the next 2 years, I think people are expecting it to perform like Prismatic, and I don't think it's going to perform like Prismatic. I think it's going to perform more like Crown Zenith. So um, I don't know. It'd be really. I'm really interested to see what they do with Ascended Heroes, and I know that people have been frustrated. I think it'll all be okay at the end. I think you'll be able to open up as much of Ascended Heroes as you want to when all is said and done. No, yeah. I mean, we actually, Brandon, you weren't here yet, but we talked about it. And Roxy mentioned it that we just wish Pokemon, because Bandai came out with that announcement that they're reprinting like OP13 and I don't know, some other set. And it's like, why doesn't Pokemon just come out and say something like, "Hey, we are reprinting these sets," or "We are not reprinting"? Say something. So yeah, unfortunately, we just allow Pokemon to not say shit, and they don't feel like they have to say anything. So until they say something, we're just kind of like a bunch of ostriches sticking our head in the ground and hoping. Crown Zenith is Crown Zenith is better than Ascended Heroes. Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, Crown Zenith is going to go down as one of the best sets of the ultra slash modern era. Depending on how you want to look at it, I think Crown Zenith is honestly ultra modern. But you know how some people like to argue about shit like that, so I'll allow them to classify it however they want. But you had good pull rates, you had good cards, you had the good trainer gallery, you had the gold god cards is what I call them, or biblical cards. Like that's how I feel like that's how specialty sets should be. I feel like you should have good pull rates and good cards and just in a specialty set, just like how Japanese does it too. Japanese has the guaranteed pull rates and stuff like that. Unfortunately, we just allow Pokemon in America to do whatever the hell they want. So um, I just think, like I said, I think if you look back at Crown Zenith, how Crown Zenith was perceived when it was all said and done, people loved the set, but they were tired of seeing it. They didn't give a shit about it. And it's only until recently people are like, yeah, Crown Zenith was really, really good. Um, I don't think it's gonna be the same thing with Ascended Heroes. I just think that it's going to get Crown Zenith treatment as far as with Ascended Heroes. I just think people are gonna be tired of it. Oh, awesome, Xavier. I hope. Did you send it to PSA? I assume you probably did. If you did, I wish you luck on turnaround time and that you get a 10. So hopefully you get your 10. Yeah. Tusk in 2028. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Brandon, you don't want the Halucha? I thought the Halucha was like your chase, or you don't care anymore. I'll tell you what, that Halucha is an awesome card. I look at that card every day. So tag is for the PC. Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, have you ever graded with tag before? All the hype around Ascended. Yeah. Yeah. And I hope it continues. Honestly. Um I hope that the hype continues for Ascended, and because we're gonna get Ascended through April. So just, I really just hope we get some booster boxes by then. I look at it every day. I look at all my singles every day, to be honest with you. I've got a little stack right under my computer, and I just look at it. It makes me happy. It reminds me why I'm in the hobby. So you don't look at your cards every day, Whack? No, yeah, I know. You just said, Brandon, that you don't really have a chase from Ascended besides some of the MARs. So okay, I got you. Yeah, tag. I made a video the other day about tag versus not about tag versus PSA, but after PSA made the whole announcement, I mentioned tag. I really like tag, so um, I am I am definitely they are for sure going to be somebody I use for like a PC for like PC cards, which I'm not really big into grading right now. Anyways, I don't care for it. So, but I love their slabs. I've graded with Tag in the past, so I'm a big fan of Tag. Their transparency. I hope that they continue to climb and give PSA a real run for their money. So Gengar MAR, yeah, the Gengar is really cool. I can't wait to get that card. I still want the Frostlass. I want that Derpy Pikachu from Ascended Heroes. Really, it doesn't even have to be Ascended Heroes. It could be Mega Dream. I don't care. Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, the really the quick flip value is in PSA. Now you can get more money in the tag groups, but um, it's got to be like specific cards. So he's trying to pump it. Of course he is. Of course he is. You're gonna hold the Umbreon forever. Make sure you look at it every day. Do you have the English version? I know you said your Japanese version was pretty chopped. Yeah, don't. If you have the English version, don't let it go. Do not let it go because I miss mine very much. But I'll get it back. That's one of my goals to get in some form of language by the end of this year. So I will, and I'll be very happy with it. Yeah. Well, I would wait. To be honest with you, I would just wait. I mean, you're smart. You know what you're doing, but There's no point. I mean, I guess. Oh, I guess technically, if you wanted to get it graded, you send it into PSA right now for what, like 150 bucks or $200 to make sure it covers it. Because I'm pretty sure the Umbreon is going for like 4 grand right now in a PSA 10. So that way you don't get screwed by upcharging, but you get quick turnaround time. So gotcha. Yeah, that's the way to do it. If you're gonna do it, just send it while they're there. PSA prices going up. Yeah, yeah. I mean, essentially, PSA said, "Hey, we don't want any of your bullshit cards anymore." And people are trying to talk about like, are they not being super confident in the market? Do they know something we don't know? Has Pokemon talked to them and it said like, "Hey, like the market's about to make a change"? I think people are trying to look into it too much. I just think honestly, PSA they were getting 150,000 submissions per day, only sending out 90,000. They're down by 60,000. So that they're like, hey, we're raising up prices, so you guys stop sending us your bullshit. Um, I don't think it's not like a confidence in the market. I think they just were like, hey, how else are we ever supposed to catch up? Yeah, exactly, Brandon. People from grading everything. I mean, you got people grading it like it's CGC. You know how you go on Whatnot, if you've ever been on Whatnot and they have the CGC mystery slabs and they're like, "Oh, what's this slab?" And it's like a trick or treat, just normal card. It's not even a hollow, and it's graded in the CGC slab. It's like CGC 10, and it's like, "Oh my gosh." And the card's like a $10 slab, and it costed more to grade that card than it's worth. Like that's what everybody was doing. That's what it seemed like people were doing, was just any sort of card, send it to PSA, try to get it in a 10. Um, Brandon, I don't know if you were here. I think Jacob Lambo was talking about the Charizard EX from Phantasmal is in a PSA 10, the normal EX for $100, which is, why is that even graded? Yeah. And honestly, Xavier, I heard that the turnaround time is more like 9 months for like the value bulk, which now you can't even do the value bulk unless you're using you pay for the collector subscription with the magazines and the promo cards and all that stuff. So yeah, exactly, Brandon. $1 card and $25. Yeah, yeah. I mean that's the thing is like I think CGC is known for that for the most part because from what I've heard, they pay people like these streamers to essentially send them a bunch of bulk and do that. They give them really good deals, but like PSA and tag, like I don't think that that's what they want, especially PSA, because PSA, they make money from upcharging, right? So they give you a 10, which is extremely hard to do by itself nowadays. But let's say you get a 10, they want to charge you for it. The go to polls guy. Yeah, I know there's a couple people and whatnot. They're like, oh my gosh, you got this. I don't even know. This basic, I don't know, like jungle card. And it's like a $5 slab. It's like in a four, CGC 4 or something. It's just like, dude, nobody wants that shit. But hey, it's a gamble, right? It's you'll make your money at some point if you just keep gambling. You won't, trust me. Trust me. Like I said, I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. I know, Brandon, you saw the video that I made today, but somebody I know, they got into sports cards and then they got into whatnot and the whatnot openings and ripping ships. And then it got them into gambling and it costed them their job. They could have gone to jail for what they did, and they're losing their house. They are they're in a really bad spot. Like over $100,000 in poor decisions. So like, and it's just people just don't think about it. They're just not they're not. You don't think it's ever going to happen to you. And like I said, this person, I'm trying to stay as vague as I possibly can, but this person was making $250,000 a year. Um, they just got sucked up in it. They got sucked up, and so it can happen to anybody. That's why when people say, you know, that you have to be an idiot, like no, like it could be something just like it could be something as in Pokemon, and then you get into the rip and ships, and then next thing you know, it spirals. So, um, because I mean, he had the money. Like he when he started off, they had the money for it, but then it just kept evolving and evolving and evolving, and then those cards, sports cards are very expensive. Not very expensive, but they can be very expensive, you know. So, you know, $100 sports card doesn't mean shit when you want a $10,000 sports card. So, yeah, no, you can't send bulk anymore. Nope. Yep. They put it behind a description. So, yep. You gotta do like the $30 tier is the cheapest one. It's like I don't know, what was it? 95 days or something like that. 75, something crazy. So, yeah, they told you we don't want your bulk anymore. Stop sending us your bulk. So, which, like I said, if you're gonna send that Umbreon, you might as well put it in top tier, or not even top tier, but definitely the $1,000 one. So, yeah, yeah, dude, it's the whole PSA thing is crazy. Like I said, there's not even like, unless you have one of those really big chase cards, there's really no rush. Like I don't understand why people are trying to send in um, the lower tiers. You're gonna end up waiting forever. Your cards are gonna say they're dropped off by FedEx or UPS or USPS, and then it's going to take 3 months for PSA to even say that they've received them, which I think is awful. I think as soon as they get your cards, within a couple of days, they need to say that they've been received. And the fact that it's been like 3 months and people don't even get a notification that the cards have been received from PSA, I think is terrible. But again, people are going to do what they're going to do, and it's all about the quick flips. So just wait till everything cools off, and you can send as many cards as you want, as you can. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, no way. It's still extremely expensive. Like it's no joke, and that's why, like I said, Tag. I think Tag is a great option. Their turnaround times have gotten way quicker. Their slabs are. You have to want to break their slabs to break their slabs. Um, and if you find a group on Facebook, man, they'll pay top dollar for that. So you get transparency. You know why your card got what it got. Quick turnaround times. They're cheaper too. I think for over 1,000, it's like $50, but your turnaround time is like a week or something. Like it's crazy. So yeah, no, Brandon, I agree. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts what people allow these companies to continue to do. Yeah, with a graded card. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I graded one time with Tag, and it took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, than it was supposed to. Um, but their customer service was great. They got back to me within a couple days. Even when I was over my dates, how long it was supposed to take, man, they pushed that order through super quick. Like I was like, "Hey, we're past my 30 days, or I think it was 45 days." And they're like, "Okay, we'll get you taken care of." And within a couple days, boom, went through the whole thing, shipped them out. Really enjoyed the whole experience of getting to open them. Transparency was really cool. And yeah, I mean, this, like I said, the I think honestly, PSA slabs are probably easier to break than tag slabs. PSA is a little bit more sturdy, but PSA you can really just like pop in half. Tag slabs you cannot pop in half. They're going to splinter and shatter, and you're probably going to end up fucking your card more than than anything else. So I'll show. Xavier. I know I've seen you before. I'll grab some tag slabs. Nothing crazy. I've got a tag 10 Salamance. I had a tag 10 Paldean Fates Charizard. I sold that one right before it took off. I had a Cresselia. I think I have a Cresselia and a 9 from tag. I've got a couple tag slabs, so they're not like tens. I've got, like I said, I got one. I think I have one, maybe two tens. The rest of them are like nines, and I think I got like one 8.5 or something like that. But I kept them in the slabs because I really like them. I really like them. So yeah, I just can't do CGC. I can't do it. I I've never tried CGC. I have one CGC slab from back in the day. I bought off eBay. I think it's an Evolving Skies Flareon. I'm pretty sure is what it is, but I just don't care for it. Don't care for him. So I, I'm pretty much only going to use tag at this point because I'm definitely not sitting into PSA anytime soon. So, and you guys know I was buying PSA slabs just because it seems like they're easier to buy off of eBay, especially with auctions, and get really good deals on them. But with me holding off on buying singles at the moment, um, at least right now, I could always change my mind, right? But I think right now, like I'm gonna buy Japanese boxes. I want to buy probably four more Glory of Team Rockets, and we'll have to wait and see. And I think I want to pick up one Japanese box of every new set. So I'll probably be picking up Ninja Spinner here soon, and do an opening for those. But other than that, we're just gonna chill. We're just gonna chill and try to save up till the end of the year, and then go in. So. But honestly, I would love for Tag to have a better, easier ecosystem on eBay. I think that'd be great, but they just don't. At least from what I'm aware of, they don't have. Um, some of those auctions can get a little crazy. So, well, anyways, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We've been going for almost 3 hours. I appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for coming by. We will be going live tomorrow, 10:30, and we'll probably go for like an hour, hour and a half. So probably wrap it up around 12. If there's anything you guys want to look at, just be ready. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for all support, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.